Have you noticed the meteoric rise of the electric car? You probably have. But do you ever wonder why the electric car is being pushed so hard by your government? And maybe you are thinking, yes, I know all the answers to that question. But do you really? Once a futuristic fantasy, they now dominate headlines and our roads. Their sleek designs and silent engines promise a cleaner, more sustainable future. Politicians and celebrities champion them as the solution to climate change, with some even being seen as a status symbol. But is this rapid ascent merely the result of consumer demand and technological advancement? Or are there other, more powerful forces at play? The electric car revolution is unfolding with remarkable speed and coordination. Governments worldwide offer generous subsidies and tax breaks, incentivizing their purchase. Major automakers, once hesitant, are now investing billions in electric vehicle production. Charging stations are popping up everywhere, making the transition to electric seem inevitable. This orchestrated push raises questions. Are we truly adopting electric cars out of choice? Or are we being herded toward them by unseen hands? Is this a genuine move born from necessity, motivated by good intentions? Or is it a top-down initiative driven by agendas that extend far beyond environmental concerns? The answers, as we delve deeper into the world of electric vehicles, as always, reveal a complex web of economic interests, geopolitical strategies, and hidden agendas. What appears on the surface to be a simple solution to a pressing problem may, in fact, be anything but. The electric car's most seductive promise is its zero-emission label. Unlike their gas-guzzling counterparts, electric cars release no harmful pollutants as they glide through city streets. While it is true that electric cars give out zero emissions directly, such as the exhaust of a combustion engine, to say they have no environmental impact is massively off the mark. We are told low emissions are the key to combating climate change and cleaning up our air. Images of smog-choked cities and melting ice caps are used to reinforce this message in our psyche. The narrative is clear. Electric cars are the eco-conscious choice, the path to a greener future. But is this portrayal of electric cars as environmental saviors entirely accurate? And what about all the other issues like range, recharge time, and non-standardized charging points? The reality, as is often the case, is far more nuanced. While it's true that electric cars produce no tailpipe emissions, this doesn't mean they have no environmental impact. The production of their batteries, the source of their electricity, and the disposal of their components all carry significant environmental consequences. Ignoring these inconvenient truths allows proponents to paint a simplistic and misleading picture of electric cars as the ultimate green solution. However, a deeper examination reveals a more complicated story, one that calls into question the true environmental impact of these vehicles. At the heart of every electric car lies its battery, a chemical energy store that provides the energy needed to power the vehicle. These batteries, however, come at a steep environmental cost, one that is often overlooked in the rush to embrace electric mobility. The mining of lithium, cobalt, and other rare earth minerals, essential components of electric car batteries, is an environmentally destructive process. Vast open-pit mines scar the landscape, displacing communities and polluting water sources. The extraction and processing of these minerals release harmful toxins into the environment, poisoning ecosystems and jeopardizing human health. Most components of lithium-ion batteries can be recycled, but the cost of material recovery from recycling is high and requires a lot of energy to do. Plus, worldwide, we don't have the facilities to do this efficiently. Next, consider that the batteries on various cars are not standardized and so vary in size, making the recycling process more expensive and dangerous. As electric drive vehicles become increasingly common, the battery recycling market around the world will need to expand. Research from the University of Birmingham Faraday Challenge is trying to find new ways to recycle lithium-ion. According to research, in 2019, less than 5% of lithium-ion batteries are recycled in the UK. So, is it too early to push for electric vehicles before the infrastructure was ready? And does it actually make any sense at all? These batteries are supposed to last the life of the vehicle, approximately 10 years, provided they are maintained properly and don't sustain any damage. But what if your car has a minor bump or scrape? It's rumored that, although there may not be any evidence of damage to the battery, car manufacturers are being told to replace the battery to ensure that it is safe, increasing the need for more batteries and more disposals. It can be difficult to repair or even assess a battery for damage, so insurance companies are writing off cars that have only done a few miles, leading to higher premiums and undercutting the benefits of going electric. The cost of replacing an electric vehicle's battery can be astronomically high, as it's the most expensive component of the vehicle, sometimes up to 50% of the EV cost. In 2023, the average cost of a battery was estimated at £109.25 per kilowatt hour, so a 60 kWh battery would cost £6,555 at least to replace, plus labour. However, there have been cases of manufacturers demanding up to £60,000 to replace a battery they claimed could be damaged, but with no real evidence that it actually was. Moreover, the global supply chains for these critical minerals are often opaque and fraught with ethical concerns. Human rights abuses, child labor, and environmental degradation are rampant in many mining regions, particularly in developing countries where regulations are lax and oversight is weak. The dirty secret behind the clean image of electric cars is that their batteries come at a high cost to the planet and its people. Ignoring this inconvenient truth allows the electric car industry to perpetuate a myth of sustainability while externalizing the true cost of their products to the most vulnerable populations and ecosystems. The insatiable demand for batteries to power the electric car revolution is fueling a global scramble for resources. As nations and corporations compete for control of these finite resources, the specter of resource wars looms large. China, with its dominance in battery production and control over key mineral reserves, is strategically positioning itself to become the world's leading supplier of electric car components. This dependence on a single nation for such a critical technology raises concerns about supply chain vulnerabilities and potential geopolitical leverage. Furthermore, the quest for these valuable minerals is exacerbating tensions in already volatile regions. From the lithium-rich salt flats of South America to the cobalt mines of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the race to secure resources is fueling conflict and instability. The electric car revolution, far from ushering in an era of peace and sustainability, risks igniting new conflicts and exacerbating existing ones. The pursuit of clean energy, it seems, is not without its own set of geopolitical risks and unintended consequences. Electric cars, we are told, run on clean electricity. Plug them in overnight, and they'll be fully charged and ready to go in the morning, powered by the sun or the wind. But this idyllic vision ignores a crucial factor: the source of that electricity. In many parts of the world, the electricity grid is still heavily reliant on fossil fuels. Coal-fired power plants, the biggest polluters on the planet, continue to generate a significant portion of our electricity. This means that charging an electric car in these regions often relies on the burning of fossil fuels, indirectly contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. Even in countries with a high share of renewable energy, the intermittency of solar and wind power poses a challenge. Grid-scale energy storage solutions are still in their infancy, making it difficult to rely solely on renewables to meet the fluctuating demands of electric vehicle charging. The dirty secret of electric cars is that their environmental impact is only as clean as the electricity grid that powers them. Until we transition to a truly decarbonized electricity system, the claim of zero-emission transportation remains aspirational at best and misleading at worst. So, we've established that all is not exactly what it seems with electric cars. But have you ever thought, well, if electric cars have all these drawbacks and failings, then why on earth are the governments of the world pushing them so insistently? Think about this for a minute, and bear with me here because you might not be prepared for this. These cars, are a digital item. This means they are fully controllable, fully trackable, fully linked to the internet, and in constant communication. Some can even drive themselves. You may be thinking, okay, this is just a crazy conspiracy theory. And maybe it is, but wait, did you know these cars have privacy policies? Why should your car have a privacy policy? Well, it's because they're much like your smartphones, in that they are tracking you and listening to you. When you use the voice control system, the data is uploaded and analyzed. When you send a text via voice, it's studied. Now think about the 15-minute cities idea that the WEF want to roll out globally. We will have a video coming on this in the future, but for now, know this. The basic idea of the 15-minute city is to restrict your movement. You will be allowed to travel 15 minutes from your home address, and if you want to travel more than that, you will require permission. But how does that tie into an electric car? Well, if they are tracking you, they know exactly where you are, and if you are in an electric car, that's fully connected and self-drivable. What's stopping them just turning you off, or turning you around and sending you home, denying your ability to travel where you'd like? With the WF's Klaus Schwab himself saying in the near future, you will not drive your car, it will be done for you. It's a worrying thought, isn't it? And one you've probably never even considered. The electric car revolution is often presented as a simple solution to a complex problem. Swap out your gas guzzler for a shiny new electric vehicle, and you're doing your part to save the planet. But as we've seen, the reality is far more nuanced. The environmental impact of electric cars, while potentially lower than gasoline-powered vehicles in the long run, is not without its own set of challenges. The mining of battery materials, the source of electricity, and the disposal of components all carry significant environmental and social costs. While the potential threat of the loss of privacy and freedom of movement are a concern, the rapid adoption of electric vehicles is not solely driven by consumer demand or environmental concerns. Governments, corporations, and special interest groups all play a role in shaping this technological shift, often for their own benefit. The electric car revolution is a story of unintended consequences, hidden agendas, and a complex interplay of economic, environmental, and geopolitical factors. Understanding these complexities is crucial if we are to navigate this transition in a way that benefits both people and the planet. So, what do you think? Have you bought an electric car? Would you consider buying an electric car? Or are you sticking with the traditional combustion engine? Let us know in the comments below, and we thank you for watching.